welcome home. Welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited for this vlog. I feel like I say that every time I do a reading vlog, but this is truly just something that I love doing. If you are new here, my name is Kay. I am a firewife and a work from home mom, and I love to read. And so all of those things combined are on this YouTube channel. I do have vlogs where I show what my life looks like as a firewife and just a little bit of the mindset behind those things and what my days look like as a work from home mom as well. If you are interested in those vlogs, go ahead and check them out. But today I'm going to be doing one of my book by book reading vlogs. And what that means is I read one book because my life is so busy. So I read one full book with you guys. And today we're reading Heir of Fire, which is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. I'm trying to think if it's technically the fourth because you have the Assassin's Blade, which is like the prequel novellas. And then you have Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, right? Yes, Crown of Midnight, and then Heir of Fire. So third book, fourth book. I consider it the fourth, but let me know if this is technically just book number 3. So I've already cracked it open. I'm currently on chapter 7, which is only 50 pages in. And my initial thoughts, I just am so excited to see where Celaena's journey continues to go, especially after Crown of Midnight. I was not expecting the plot twist at the end. I try not to give spoilers during my reading vlogs either. But really quickly, before I dive into this book, I'm going to set up my little TBR basket / cart in the corner of my office here. I just really want to have a set space for books that I'm currently reading, ones that are up next, and to tuck like a cute little blankie in there. You'll see. And then I will give you a little tour of the TBR baskets, TBR cart. It's not a cart, so you'll see. Okay, here we have my TBR basket. It's not a cart. It's just 3 tiered baskets. And so here I have my TBR baskets. I will give you a quick little tour of all the books that I have in here and what exactly I have in here, but it's really nothing too crazy right now. I have my current reads, the ones that I want to read next, and then I have just a blanket down here in case I get cold in my office and I happen to be reading or working in here. But up here I have my Bible, which will always be in my top basket, either this one or my brown leather one. I will always have a Bible in here. The next one is Poems and Prayers by Matthew McConaughey. I might slip in a couple pages of this book during this reading vlog. And then I have Wuthering Heights, which I'm actually listening to on Audible. I'm not currently reading it, I am listening to it, but I still put it up here just for ambiance, for vibes. And then I actually have my prayer journal and then a little annotating kit kind of right here, just has pencils, highlighters, some sticky notes. And then I have a little clip here because I always need to have a clip on standby. In my up next basket, I have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, Local Heavens by K.M. Fajardo. I'm not really sure how to say the last name. It's Local Heavens and it's a dystopian Great Gatsby. Essentially, I have The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and then I have The Mistake by Elle Kennedy, part of the Off-Campus series, which I have not started yet. Chris got me Brimstone by Callie Hart. It's the second book in the Quicksilver series, which I was so stoked for. He went to Target this morning to pick up some eggs to make me breakfast. He has been so sweet to me all day, but literally I was so hyped and so excited when he came home with this book. I freaked out, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. I was so happy and I just felt so loved. But it was funny because I posted on my Instagram story, buy me books and call me darling, in reference to the Akatar series. And so when he went to Target this morning and bought me a book, my dreams were coming true. And darling is a nickname that we call each other. My dreams, they're alive. And then I just have a cozy blanket for when I get cold. As I said, I was gonna have in there, but I'm pretty much done with work for the day, so I'm so excited to just dive into reading and getting cozy for the rest of the night. Let's get to reading. The end of chapter 7 gave me chills, for sure. Good morning. My honey vanilla latte did not last me very long. It was so freaking good. And yeah, I haven't had Nespresso pods in about a month because I had some other coffee that I just wanted to run through and get rid of and make space for. So I've been using the Nescafe Instant Espresso, I think. But I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I just love my pods. I loved the holiday collection that I really wanted to try out with the Nespresso pods that they came out with. So, I just peeped this plant in the corner. I'm trying to get rid of her. I don't hate her, I like her. I just don't feel like she fits the vibe of anywhere in my house. I admittedly don't feel like I've made it too far in Heir of Fire. I am on chapter 14, which for me is page 106, and there's about 550 pages in the book. And so I will say, I thoroughly enjoy Sarah J. Maas's writing. When I see an author taking that extra step, I truly just love it. And I just feel like you see that so much in Sarah J. Maas's writing and Elsie Silver's writing as well. I love Elsie Silver books just because of that extra attention to detail and not only telling us about, okay, a time in the past, but like taking it deeper into what it felt like in the past. It's so funny because my friend called me like the biggest nerd for getting excited about something like that, but I can't help it. So I'm gonna keep reading, but some exciting news. I have recently gotten a project from an author to proofread, and so I'm probably going to be working on that this weekend as well. I wasn't expecting to get a project this weekend. Luckily, I have the time this weekend to do the project. I try not to expect how my day is gonna go or set expectations for how my day is going to go because then it just ruins everything. I'm trying to be very fluid and go with the flow. I definitely need a lot of fluidity when it comes to my Fridays because I have things planned and then when they don't go as planned, it stresses me out. Okay, let's go get baked juice. All right, well, the family is obviously ready for breakfast, so let's go make some breakfast. Had some breakfast and I had some tea and I literally don't know where the day has gone because it's almost 2 p.m. Chris ran a couple of hours and I just had my little bedside tables delivered for the guest room, which I don't need help putting together, but I do ask for it anyways. So I'm not gonna open those right now, but I'm kind of waiting just to hear back from Chris and we're having some quiet time. So I'm gonna go read for a little bit while we have some quiet time. When we have our daily quiet time in the house, I like to put ambiance on in the background so that it's not dead silent in the house. And it just gets me in such a cozy mood to read. Okay, I've made it to page 156, which is in chapter 20, and for being 20 chapters in, I feel like I've barely made a really significant dent in the last check mark that I had with you guys, but the story is progressing nicely. I will say we're bouncing between a lot of different POVs in the story right now, and sometimes when I put the book down for a little bit and I pick it back up, I have to remember where I'm at again, but it's fairly easy to understand. Right now, I really ship Dorian and Selena, so when anything happens that would deter their relationship from happening, or whenever like something disrupts that relationship, I get a little protective. I do not support Kaol and Selena. I'm not a Kale girly. I'm just a Dorian girly right now. So also, I wanted to take a second to do a little book haul. My aunt came over the other day and dropped off a table that's actually going to be going into our basement in the future once we finish it. And can I just tell you, she dropped off a bag of books and I was so excited because they were books that were mine and books that my cousin was getting rid of and dehauling. So I'm going to go through them and see what I got. I literally have no idea what's in this bag. It's heavy and this is like a good sized bag. Okay, the first book I have is Betrayed. I hope this is the first book in the series. Okay, so this is book 2. I wonder if book 1 is in there then. Fledgling Vampire. Okay. House of Night finishing school. She finally feels like she belongs, even gets chosen as the leader of the Dark Daughters. Then the unthinkable happens. Human teenagers are being killed and the evidence points to the House of Night. While danger stalks the humans from Zoe's old life, she begins to realize that the very powers that make her so unique also might threaten those she loves. Ooh, okay. Oh no. I did not like this book. This is my book and I did not like this book. It was just not for me. I remember this not being my favorite. I just couldn't get into it for some reason, but it's A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. No way. Do I have a duplicate of it? The next book I pulled out was The Death Cure by James Dashner. One of my all-time favorite series is The Maze Runner. It is like God tier for me. And I haven't read it in 10 years, but it's still forever one of my favorite book series. I already have The Death Cure. I have some books over here that I'm thinking about dehauling, but I would like to do some page art somewhere in the room because I actually know how to make origami butterflies. And my room right now is very girly. So this I might have to dehaul. Shut the front door. I don't know if anyone's ever read the Maximum Ride series. I think it's so funny because my mom had actually given me, I think, this book to read. And it wasn't the first book in the series, so I was really confused, but I want to read this. I've heard this is so good. That's so funny. The next book I have is 13 Days of Midnight, which looks spooky. Whoa, a host of 8 unique, powerful, and relentless spirits. Spooky, very Halloween vibes, so I'm probably gonna save that for next year during Halloween and like spooky season. And honestly, the most exciting thing is my Divergent series set that I have. I'm very happy to have this back in my possession. I love the stack of books in the corner that just is so tall now. And then the last book that I pulled out is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I have not read this. I actually don't really know what this is about either. Okay, emotionally immersive thriller. So this is probably another book to wait for spooky vibes. This I know is not mine, but happy to have it for next year during spooky season. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna put these books away. We're gonna go pick up an order from Target. We're gonna come back and we're gonna get cozy and we're gonna read. You guys, I finished it finally. It definitely took me way too long to read this book. Holiday season is always insane. I never expect to read even 2 books in a month. So the fact that I think I maybe got 1 or 2 in November was like, I guess it's December now. But the fact that I even read a couple books in the last month is stellar to me. I'm gonna give this book a 3 out of 5 stars, okay? And I love this book, but I didn't love it. It's so funny because I'm trying to decide what's a spoiler or not in my head. Okay, so essentially in this book, you're following 3 separate storylines, and one of those storylines is Manon's. And I just feel like her storyline, I didn't feel like was important to the plot of the story. And so I'm really interested in seeing how Sarah J. Maas ties that storyline in with the rest of the series. It's so hard for me to rate individual books in a fantasy series because this was a 3-star, but the other books in the series I would give like 5 and 4-star ratings hands down. It was really good. I feel like it was a lot of filler stuff though, which I wasn't captivated every word on every page like I have been in the other books in the series, but it was still really good. Of course, like, it's going to be important to the rest of the storyline. I think it's beautifully written. I think there are super important things. Obviously, you can't read the rest of the series without reading this one. It was still really, really good. I just wouldn't say it was better than the other ones for sure. I really, really, really love Selena's character development in this book though, which, man, I'm telling you what, these authors just be knocking down their characters and picking them back up and then knocking them down again to see how they can pick them up again. I feel so bad for these characters, even though we never experience, a fantasy world ourselves. I feel like we can relate to a lot of the feelings and experiences that the characters have sometimes. So it was just really good. I really liked it. 3 out of 5 stars. But that is it for this book by book vlog for reading Heir of Fire. Thank you for reading it with me. I really spent way too long getting through this book. I cannot wait to get through the next few books on my TBR, especially because it's Christmas time. Should I make this a Vlogmas video? I don't know. Whenever I think about Vlogmas, it honestly just stresses me out, especially because I work from home and I don't do content creation full time. I'm a work from home mom and a firefighter wife. And my life just gets so chaotic and so busy so quickly and so unpredictably. Like, I literally never know what my next day is going to look like. For any more information that you might be looking for, like my socials or just extra information, don't forget to check the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below what book you're currently reading and if you love it or not. I'd love to know. And I also want to know what's on your Christmas list. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you at home next time. Have a wonderful day and bye.